There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some Dungeons and Dragons with Cloak and Stagger. It's been a bit. I think this group hadn't met in a while. I lead off every time saying we haven't met in a while. I don't.
A week.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Has it been 1 week? Did we meet last week?
No.
We just missed
Yeah,
1 week.
It was a
just
week
missed 1
off,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, old wizard doesn't even know. That dumb hat on. Hey, lost track of time.
I like the
What's the
puppy
difference
better.
between wisdom and intelligence?
There you go. Good. That's right, Sal. That's actually very true. A couple things before we get going here. First off, fair warning. We had an ice storm here where I'm at recently, and streaming this is kind of iffy. I don't know if it's going to lag out or just start dropping quality. So if anyone out there watching can let me know, I would appreciate it. I'm recording this episode just in case, so at least the YouTube version looks good. But this one may be a little wonky. Second thing, we have another Twitch channel now, or I do, more specifically. I'm now streaming on Sigor Hellhome as well. This channel is all for D&D stuff still, most strictly. The other channel will be more for like party stuff. Like if I got a bunch of people together, I'm going to stream on there. It'll make my job easier marking stuff and doing uploads and highlights to YouTube. So there's your reasoning. Other than that, I want to play some D&D, so I want to talk to the players. How y'all doing down there?
Fantastic.
Good.
I'm being forced to do the recap.
Oh, are you? Perfect. Let me get you some music real quick. Let's see. Do you want some intense combat music? Do you want the regular, like, we're adventuring music? Yeah, I'll give you a preference this time.
Dealer's choice.
Okay. How's that?
This is gonna be a really long recap, alright?
Okay, hold on. Let me give you There you go. I like this one. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a little recap. What's going on?
We found the sheep. We followed the sheep. We got to the tower. We talked to Feathercock before we went. Poor guy. He didn't want to come with us, but he really liked Rick singing. We tried to sneak in. It did not go well. I got inside all sneaky like.
Some of us played well.
Shit just hit the fan. There was a bear that was reading a newspaper, and he obviously was coming from the shitter. There were some monkeys who, there were some apes who really liked playing dice. I punched a bear in the schnoz. Almost got beat by some monkeys. Let's see. In my notes, it says, we kicked ass, I dodged all the things, and I may be invincible, so probably I can never die.
Sounds pretty accurate.
We killed Noak.
Yeah, we killed Note, and we killed all the animal people, so we killed a lot of people.
And we had the wand.
And now we're all exhausted. The end.
Yeah, that's good enough. You're right there, right after that battle, all wounded and whatnot, with a wand of polymorph. I believe laying on the ground. I don't know if you picked it up or not. But we'll get to
I don't
that.
think we did.
Oh, it's in my bag.
Oh, you did pick it up and put it in your bag?
Nobody picked it up. It's on the
Yes.
He's lying.
And I'm 30 miles west.
Baka, you have inspiration for the evening. Take advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get this spooky underwater music out of here. We're gonna take you guys back to Noak's place. Right there.
It's actually Sheepy Boy's place.
Well, you know what? That is truly accurate.
Sir Fluffington.
Let's see. We're gonna use this one.
If you be nice to him, he'll give you a good discount on mattresses.
Who's that? The sheep?
Yeah.
You all stand in the midsection of this small base, having fought a bed dragon, multiple animals that were potentially people, but officially animals because of the power of the wand or the caster that casts the spell, you stand above the corpse of an apprentice of jealousy and anger and frustration, and lashed out at his master because of it, which is standing in the other room behind Augie. Or, not Arthur. Augie, sorry. You're all a little bit wounded. It's early evening right now. There is a wand right over here on the ground that Noak was wielding. What would you all like to do?
Really quick timeout. The map has not loaded on my end yet.
Is it not? It says you're on here. Can everyone else see it?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
paused.
It took a while for mine to load as well, but I'm in.
Okay, I'm in now.
Cool.
Alright. I'm gonna talk to the sheep. Alright. Before you go into this room, please do not be mad at us.
Why?
I mean, like, I look behind me. I think we killed your, apprentice.
Well, good. Got what it was coming, it sounds like.
Am I able to go through Nook's like pockets and belongings to see if he has anything to report?
Oh yeah, if you want to. You can search his body.
I'm gonna start searching his body, going through his pockets, and see if he has any coins or whatnot.
Make an investigation check.
Hell yeah.
You rife through his wizardry robes looking for anything he had. Maybe some scrolls, a spell book, something, right? This guy was some sort of magic caster. You don't find anything on him.
Rats.
I'm also curious. I would like to make an investigation check of some sort.
What are you looking at?
These tables. I'm looking for like potions or anything of the sort.
Sure. You can make an investigation check.
We're in this guy's house. He's literally standing right there, and you're just gonna steal his shit in front of him?
I'm just
Yeah, why
looking.
not?
Looking around the room, Sal, you can see that there's not any, at least full-made potions around the room you can see. You see a lot of random vials with some random chemicals in it that could potentially be turned into something. A lot of, what do you call it? Alembics? I don't know the word. Alchemy supplies. A whole bunch of them. And just glancing around the room, you know, if you were to just yoink all this stuff and try to pawn it off, it's probably worth maybe 1,000 gold, maybe a little more.
Okay.
Hey, Augie, or Arthur, remember that candle?
Yeah, I remember those candles that the Lord has forgiven me.
I need you to do something. Sheepy boy! And is the wand next to Baka on the ground, you said, or just like on the ground?
It's laying on the ground right there.
We did it. We got your wand. But we're spent. So I'm wondering if we just kind of clean up the place, take a rest, and then first thing tomorrow morning, we try to turn you back, if you don't mind trying to be a sheep for maybe 6 or 8 more hours.
Shine Bright sighs and takes a step forward and says, of course. It is, a dangerous thing I ask you to do. If you need time to prepare, I am happy to oblige.
I'm lagging out.
Sounds
Alright.
good.
I heard it.
I wonder if we should do something with these corpse. Or unless we just leave them there. I'm sure he won't want these corpse here. Sheepy boy, anywhere you would like us to move the corpse in the meantime?
He wanders past Sal towards the store to the south that's been just busted open and says, you could throw them over the rope bridge.
Under the
On-
ground?
On my behalf, I would not advise that.
Why, you can, that one. And he moves forward and moves his nose towards Baka and says, she could just incinerate them outside.
I mean, they were proper humans. It would be nice to have a proper burial for them, regardless if they were friends or foe.
They weren't any of mine, but you can do what you wish.
Sal, are you able to transform into direwolf just to help us carry these corpses?
I could. I believe.
Alright.
We don't have a shovel or anything to make him to give him a grave. I mean, we could just kind of throw him in the woods. What do you guys think?
Proper burial would probably be better.
Yeah. Sheepy boy, do you have any tools or supplies like a shovel so I can start digging them a grave?
Yes. Yes, I do, but not in here. It's outside and to the northwest. There's a small storage shed.
All right. Northwest. Okay, I know. I see where the shed's at. I'm gonna start heading out there. Arthur and Sal, do you guys want to try to figure out where to get the bear and Nook outside so we can get this ceremony on the way?
Sure.
Oh, I forgot about the monkeys too, and I walk by and I'm like, jeez. Damn monkeys.
A lot of monkeys.
Shinebright seems to be examining some of the items on these tables and whatnot as you're walking out.
Oh man.
Paco, what are you doing?
Sitting here because I'm tiny. What am I gonna do?
Okay. Well, as you're sitting there, Shinebright actually walks up to you and says, I imagine you'll be the one to try and use the wand?
Yep.
He lets out another sigh and says, the risk is great, but I suppose we can talk about it once you've rested. But at minimum... And then he noses towards the wand again and says, you need to attune to the wand to use it. It takes about an hour of focus.
Alright, well, they're doing the corpse stuff. That's what I'll be doing.
He nods.
I grabbed the one. I started tuning.
Richard, when you walk into that shed, immediately the couple odd things you notice. It does have the items you expect at a typical shed. You see a few gardening tools. There is a shovel in there. A few sacks of soil and whatnot. You do notice a crate of oranges and a crate of bananas as well, though.
Can I take an orange and put it in my pocket?
Sure.
I can. And then can I unwrap a banana and eat it?
Absolutely. You take one banana out and open it up, and it tastes like a legitimate banana.
So I noticed a shovel right away. You said, can I like just walk around the shed for a couple minutes to see if I see something else of interest, like other tools or weapons that might be valuable?
I won't have you make a check for this. Just glancing around the shed, it truly seems to be just like a regular storage shed. Any tools in here? I mean, the shovel would be a value itself, but you're talking like in the silvers, low silvers.
No like swords or axes, that kind of stuff.
No, nothing like that.
Okay. So I'll pick up the shovel. And I guess I'll start digging graves. We'll make it. I guess I'll just do them back here. I'll start just digging graves after I eat the banana, of course.
All right, it'll take probably I don't know how long it takes to dig graves, so we'll say you got to spend 30 minutes prepping everything.
Okay.
I've got a question.
Mhm.
If I'm going to wild shape into wolf form to pull all of these guys out of here, can I fit through the door?
Yes, you can still fit through the door. You'll just have to kind of squeeze through it a bit, but you'll be able to get out of there still.
Okay. Alright, Augie, listen up.
Alright.
We're gonna tie all these boys together, and we're gonna get them all in one trip.
How tall is the door?
Door's about, I'd say around maybe 6.5 feet, maybe 7.
And how tall is Sal's direwolf form?
Pretty damn tall. Let's look. How tall? Actually, we could personalize a little bit. How tall would you say your form is, Sal?
I mean, I was thinking like 7 or 8 feet.
Standing on all fours with head held
on all
high, right?
fours. Yep.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, about as tall as the damn door.
Okay. So I would say, oh man, that's gonna be quite hard. I would say we could try to drag all the bodies to the bridge, and then you could go dire wolf form, and then you drag all the bodies.
Well,
I
that's
don't know,
that's
that's-
why I asked if I could fit through the door in dire wolf form.
Yeah, if you can do that, then I guess we can tie all these dead bodies together and push them away.
All right, let's get it.
All right, cool.
I'd like to tie them together, Jamie, with my. God damn it! I keep opening spot of. 50 feet of rope. I think I have.
50 feet hemp and rope.
I think that's what I have. Does that expend that rope after I've done
No.
after I'm done using it? Okay. Alright. Yep. I would like to tie all of them together. All 4 of these corpses.
Okay. You grab this huge brown bear. You dragging it into the other room?
Yes.
Okay. You proceed to drag this brown bear as best you can. It's pretty damn heavy, but you're a pretty strong fellow. You bring it to the apes and then go back and drag Noak's corpse as well and start piling and tying them all together.
Alright.
As he's doing that, I mean, I'm digging, but I'm just gonna add, because I can't add an orange, I'm just gonna add a ration to my inventory, just
Sure.
so some accounting. I took enough oranges to be a ration's worth.
A healthy
Whew.
lunch.
Alright. I'm just like tying all the ropes together, all the animals together. All right, I think that's good.
1 second. Okay. Alright. Damn it. That should work, right? Okay. Yeah, I wanna start dragging these boys across the bridge.
Okay, you drag these bodies onto the bridge, and they start getting all sorts of caught up along these ropes on the side. The bridge wafts back and forth. It looks like they're about to fall off, but through patience and tenacity, you get them all across.
Alright. Where are we trying to bury these boys?
I think Rick
Back
said,
by the shed,
yeah.
northwest.
Northwest? Okay. I head that way.
You start dragging these corpses, like basically playing the role of mule for all these bodies as they just rake the dirt behind you. A human corpse, a bear corpse, and 2 apes. Richard, you see a swath of bodies coming your way.
At this point, they probably smell.
Oh, I didn't realize the parade was starting this soon.
Shut up and dig some graves. I mean, you can't hear me say that, but
Sal, hey Sal, go check out the shed. There's an orange in there calling your name.
my ears perk up.
Where are the graves, Rick?
They're right around me, like
Okay.
literally right in front of you.
Oh, I almost fell in one. Okay.
So like, I guess, how do I do that pointer thing? Right click?
If you hold
just
down
hold
left
down.
click on a spot, it pings
Oh,
it.
right there. Yep, that's where the grave. I guess they'll be these 2 boxes worth.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna spend about, I'll say it probably took Sal about 15 minutes to get all that done. So you got another 15 minutes of digging. Does anyone else do anything in that time, or you just want to go ahead and get it done?
Well, it's
I
game
can-
Dan.
I can
I'm not doing anything.
curse and mumble everyone who killed these animals. Like, this is what we get for killing them.
All right. Well, in that case, another 15 minutes go by. Richard, you have yourself 2 graves deep enough to possibly store 1 huge bear and then 2 monkeys and a human.
I thought there was 3 monkeys.
What
No.
got
One's
incinerated?
incinerated.
Oh, we should keep
By
his
Baka?
bones. Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, you boys, let's throw these guys in here.
All right.
I guess.
I use my big wolf muscles and just fucking help pull them in.
I guess we just pulled them into the grave.
All right, you all just drag the bodies and just roll them into the graves, and they fall right in the dirt, deep that you've buried them. I guess you begin the process, start throwing dirt on their bodies, right?
I do.
Okay. Is anyone helping them?
I am.
Nope.
Sal, you're a dog. You can dig the fastest.
I can dig the fastest.
Well, you can put the dirt back on it by kicking it on. I'll have to transform into an ape and help out.
I'll squirt a little pee on the dirt to help motivate Rick to work faster.
Oh, great.
So work goes a little bit faster thanks to Arthur's help, and potentially a little bit slower if you're trying to avoid the mess Sal is making. But you start shoveling that dirt onto these bodies until there's a huge mound piled on top of all of them. You give it a nice pat, 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 and you now have 2 graves filled with bodies.
All right.
All
Arthur, you want to start the ceremony?
Yeah, sure. I lay the candles right around, like two to the side, 2 in front, and then 2 to the left. So that's 2, 4, 6. Total of 6 candles around the grave. And then I sit down and I just meditate and pray silently.
Okay, and
For a
what do you
bit.
say in your... Are you not saying anything, you're just praying silently, you said?
Praying silently for my sanity, and then I'll speak. And then, okay.
I will take out my flute and I play a sad, sonder, like, think
Danny
Scottish
boy.
bagpipes, kind of oriented from a flute, like war ballad.
Oh, Danny boy.
Oh, Danny boy.
Yeah, let Rick sing a song real quick.
I start howling.
The pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses fallen. It's you must go, I must abide.
What better could an enemy ask for than an honorable burial by the adventurers that slain them?
I'm gonna do a performance check just for fun. God damn it, I wanted it to be low and I wanted blood to come out of their ears.
No, I'm afraid it's actually very pleasing. Your allies are feeling somber for these people that had to lay down their lives for whatever their cause were, but yours is greater. Thus they're in their spot and you and yours.
Alright. And then I'll say my prayer. The Lord has heard my plea, the Lord accept the prayer. Humble yourself, therefore, under the might of hand of Yifa, the hand of Yifa, so that the proper time may exalted you. Cast all your anxieties in him because you care for you. I'm done.
I'm done.
Yep.
Arthur, I gotta take a shit. Let's get out of here.
Okay, let's go. I just did a Christopher. I just did a Christian worship. I'm so sorry.
Oh wait, actually I want to do a little snooping. I'm gonna go into that outhouse that the bear was in. I just want to investigate what was going on there.
Well, you gotta take a shit, so that checks out.
And I have to take a shit. Oh!
Yeah, you
Don't
get
forget
hit
to
with
bring
a
us
smell
newspaper.
immediately, right as you open that door.
Maybe I don't need to take a shit.
You said that there was do you remember a bear with a newspaper?
Yeah.
What was the newspaper about?
He probably has it inside.
I'm kind of curious what the news was about.
Am I able to check out what's in this shack?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Hey Arthur, let's go in here.
I already checked in there. There's actually nothing really special unless maybe you found something.
Ooh, there's a bed.
Looks a little messy in
that
here.
bed. That's where I'll be sleeping.
You're by yourself? Okay.
Away from you folks. Yeah, not much going on. I do know that those monkeys had weapons on them. Am I able to examine the weapons when since they're on the floor?
Yes, actually. Just kind of looking at the ground at the weapons themselves, they seem to be very large swords. Great swords, in fact. There's about 3 of them.
3 great swords. We could sell it to that shopkeeper for cash. Keep that in the back of my mind.
Doesn't have money. You took all his money.
Where did the sheepy boy go?
In the other room, I think. Let's look.
I don't know. My eyes are closed.
Am I able to look around like this kitchen area, see if I see anything out of the ordinary?
Sure, go ahead and make another investigation check.
Rats.
Everything seems to be on the up and up in here. A few food items left out in the open. It's a little dusty in here, but other than that, everything seems alright.
I guess
I'm
he
really
was
fancy.
using Uber Eats.
Can I investigate the bookshelf here?
Yes. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Maybe something like a new holy spell I could learn, like something clerics can use.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Whoa, what the hell? Hold on.
Okay, just kind of looking through the titles of the books on these shelves around you. You're looking for anything related to maybe holy or radiant magics, but nothing seems to stick out as such. If anything, all you find are books on a couple of poems and hymns, a couple of oddities like how to mutate a potato into a living being, just weird things in the shelf.
Can I take the poem book?
Yeah, you can just add a book of poems and hymns to your inventory.
Awesome.
Y'all have some very questionable morals.
Well, there was that or the potato book, and I don't want to know how to read that.
You're stealing.
It's not stealing, it's called borrowing.
No, that's stealing.
It's not,
Fucking cleric.
That you're
Stole
a
the
cleric and
candles.
you stole candles and now you've stolen a book. Just so
lore.
you know that can come and bite you in the ass later on.
I do as my god please.
No, your god can abandon you for it.
He's my god now.
I'm just trying to give you heads up.
Alright, you guys trying to go to bed?
Nope, I'm attuning.
What's up, sheepy
believe-
boy?
I believe maybe 20 minutes has passed.
It's been at least 30.
It's about 30 minutes.
Ah.
You can still
Sheepy
talk
boy.
while tuning and whatnot. Like, you don't have to, you just have to focus on the item.
Okay. I sit down and I stare at Baka while she's meditating.
Shinebright looks up at you, Richard, and says, I've told you my name, and you would do well to remember it. I was a wizard of great power.
Sheepy boy.
Oh, do you have any beverages?
If I had my form, I could create beverages, but, and he starts looking around the room. Nothing too drinkable here. There is a stream right outside.
Is there alcohol on the stream?
No.
Well, in that case, where would you like us to sleep? I saw a shack outside that looked pretty comfortable.
Well, you could take the guard shack if you wish. I have a few recliners in the other room. Your bedrolls could be used wherever. Here in the next room, it matters not to me. I have plenty enough to clean up already.
I'm gonna go to that shack then. See you, losers.
Alright. I'm getting up and I'm moving to the chair over here and I'm bringing out that book of poems and just reading it.
I'm gonna I don't know how to remove wolf form from the board, but I'm gonna take that off. Roll
Okay.
my bedroll right where I'm at.
You revert back into regular Sal
Yep.
and get comfy on the floor with your bedroll.
Yeah. Nice and
Um,
cozy.
I lied. I come back in. Am I able to investigate the bookshelf to see if there's any stories about romantics and like a novella or something like that?
If you want to find one like that, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Heck yeah. I need a little Richard time.
Okay, go ahead and tell me what kind of romantic book you find.
Half. Oh, I'm trying to find a lot of orcs, and there's one half elf, and they're at a dinner party together, enjoying each other's company.
Okay, you grab that book from the shelf and open up the thumb, and Shinebright seems to be looking over at you when you do it, and you hear him call out, how did that get there? That's not mine. Please, take that away.
I assume that you're a man of good taste.
No,
I-
it's not mine, I promise.
Well, it's mine now. See ya. And I go by him. I'd be like, I'll bring it back in the morning.
He just looks at you as you walk out, and then whispers to you, Baka, it's not mine, I swear.
Sure. And then I give him like a really big, over-exaggerated a wink.
All right, so if anyone's not doing anything for the next 30 minutes, we can go ahead and fast forward a little bit more, and then Baka can attune. Anyone do anything else?
Just reading.
Yeah, I'm also reading.
Okay.
Yeah. Reading.
The
I'm reading something valuable.
I'm chilling.
The sun starts to set as another 30 minutes go by, and Baka clicks in your mind at that point, and you feel the energy emanating from this wand. This wand you hold is immensely powerful. Too powerful, it feels like. Just looking it over, you can see that the wand has a bulbous rune-inscribed iron band wrapping all around it, and it has cracks running along it, and you feel magical energies just sometimes pulsing from those cracks. This wand still has great power in it, but it seems pretty unstable.
I kind of look at Shinebright. Is this thing really safe? Because, it looks a little busted.
Shinebright looks down at the wand for a moment, then looks back up at you and says, "If you wish, I can tell you all now. Or we can wait for your friends to rest, but it's up to you. Do you wish to know?"
Yeah.
Very well. That is a modified wand of true polymorph. A very powerful spell made to be more powerful than intended. Its charges recharge every day, and you can use it, but there is and he looks away, a potential side effect. If you don't focus your energies and cast a spell proper, a few different things can happen. The first one, the spell works. You turn your target into whatever you wish or back to whatever they were. The second way, nothing happens. And that's the best bad thing that can happen. The third way is your target becomes a horror of some sort. They're not themselves anymore and never will be. A mound of flesh with multiple gibbering mouths. And the absolute worst, the caster becomes that mound of flesh.
What? Am I able to hear that?
You might be able to hear bits and pieces of it. Sal can absolutely hear all
I
of it.
can definitely hear it.
All I hear is flesh. Well, that's in my own mind.
It is a great risk I ask of you to use the wand on me. I am willing to accept my fate, but I will not hold it against you if you wish to not attempt it.
Whew. Well, let me sleep on it. And I just kind of like on the table behind me, I just kind of go and set the wand over there and just give it a nice little pat and say, "We'll think about it in the morning." And just gonna go sleep on your. Bye-bye. I just go in here and I take this chair.
You take the wand with you?
No, I set it on the table in there with the sheet. I set it on this table.
Okay. Shinebright looks at the wand that's on the table. He kind of goes near the table and just lays down next to it. Almost like he doesn't want to let this thing out of his sight again. So is everybody taking a long rest now?
I will be only taking a short rest. But everyone else
Yeah.
will take a long rest.
Short
Yeah,
rest?
I pass out in the chair.
Okay. A short rest will be... How long do we want a short rest
Probably
for?
just go ahead and take a long rest with the rest of us.
I want to stand guard. And I only need 4 hours to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
That's with
Oh.
meditation.
Yeah, I'm going to be meditating.
Right?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, if you meditate, that's considered a long rest. It just takes you 4 hours instead of 8.
Right.
I will be meditating.
Okay. Sal, I think you could do that too, can't you?
I sure can. I will
right.
be meditating.
All right. So everyone kind of settles down and gets comfy for the evening as the sun gets lower and lower until darkness falls. 4 hours pass. It is early in the morning. More specifically, probably around 1 a.m. But Sal and Richard, you both gained the benefits of a long rest thanks to your elvish meditations.
Hell yeah.
To make sure on your character sheets to click the long rest button and confirm it. That'll gain you all your proper stats back.
We back, baby.
But yeah,
All
you're
right.
both awake now. Very dark outside, but you're up.
I got dark vision, baby. I leave the room. I bring the book with me. And I head back to the over here quietly though. I'm not gonna make a ruckus because
Trying to tiptoe?
yeah.
Make a stealth check. It'll be pretty easy. Okay, you're nice and quiet going through there. Arthur and Baka don't notice a thing.
Because I'll knock the fuck out.
Can I close the door because they left the door open?
You can just pull it shut.
Alright.
I think you were the
Hey.
last one in or out of the door, Rick.
Yeah.
You were.
I go over to the bookshelf, I put it back, and I want to see if he has part 2. Electric Boogaloo.
This will be quite a bit harder, but go ahead and make another investigation check.
Do it. Come on. Ah.
Looking through here, it looks like if even that one copy may have been there by chance, because you don't see anything else even related to any romantic novels. You do find a book about fishing, though.
Not gonna guess. I have a lot of things I can say, and I'm gonna keep them in my mind. Hey Sal, wanna see what I can do with this worm?
Yeah, let's see it.
So I guess Sal and I are just chilling. Are you up, Sal?
Yeah, I'm just like sitting in my bedroll.
You trying to play dice and smoke on the outside while we watch? Make sure no one sneaks up on us.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, I guess I should have it like this because it's nighttime right now, right?
Ooh, I like that.
Alright,
I can't see shit.
death roll. Death roll out of 20. Loser has to give the other loser. Loser has to give the person a piece of gold. Deal?
How would you death roll with specific dice?
Just roll 20, and then you keep going lower.
Alright.
You guys death rolling on a bridge?
Yep.
Yeah.
You go first, Sal. Unless you want me to go first. Did I do that correctly?
No.
Mm-mm.
Is it slash roll D7?
No. Slash roll 1d20 or space 1d20.
But it
You're
would
not
be
gonna be able.
1d7.
You're not gonna be able
slash
to do
roll
what you're wanting to
1d7.
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he can do it. See, he did it.
You're up, Sal. Idiot. Ah!
Alright, I hand over Rick a gold.
Hell yeah.
An
Easy
entire
money.
gold.
Alright, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just sitting there kind of chit-chatting, smoking with Sal.
You guys gonna death roll for like 4 hours till everyone wakes up?
No, we're gonna get high off tobacco.
Okay. So you both smoke up on the bridge and just start exchanging tales with one another, just looking out in the distance, just kind of keeping an eye out on things. Hours pass, and then more hours, and then another hour. And then 8 hours have passed. Arthur and Baka, you gained the benefits of a long rest. You guys hang
and then
out.
I was like, "Oh, you're her cousin. I thought you were her aunt."
You guys watch the
That's the
sunrise.
And that's the time I realized I was in love.
Arthur and Baka, make sure you click the long rest buttons on your character sheets. And confirm it.
Oh, time for breakfast. Let's make sure that short one's up so she can start cooking. Oh, a piano! I haven't seen that.
I want to lean over and just whisper loud enough to where both of them can hear me. Hey! Hey, good morning!
I reach up and smack Sal.
As she smacks Sal, I start
I dodge.
playing. I start
I'm-
playing the piano.
I'm still knocked out. That wake me up.
Why? Every
Oh, you-
time. Every time.
Yo, you guys are awake! Good, okay.
Baka, we need breakfast.
And I get up and I go over here.
I realized I slept with the book open, so I close it and I'm gonna put it back.
What food's around here? I see there's some fish.
There's a bit of food
might
left out.
say some salmon.
Yeah, there's some fish. There seem to be a couple potatoes, some bread, some liquid you're not sure of on the table, a few vegetables. There's enough in here to make some food still.
Oh, did the music stop?
Should have changed. Do you hear anything?
Not yet. It might take
It
a while
changed.
so it'll load.
I don't hear.
Hmm.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it changed.
Yeah, it might take a while on my end. There it is.
Giant
I'm-
sheep, you up, bud?
Shinebright seems to be just laying with his head on the floor, but he opens one eye and looks up at you and says, "Yes, just waiting."
I bend down and I give him a nice little pat. Good morning, and then I walk away.
You hear an audible sigh as you walk away.
We're so rude to this guy.
Alright, Hey, Shinebright, you don't need anything but grass right now, right?
That
Actually, let's go ahead and get this out the way.
it's
Well,
not
hurry
holy
and
yet.
turn them, and then we can eat.
I just walk back in here and I grab the wand. Alright. Everybody stand the fuck back and shut up.
1 second, Bakamis. Jamie, question.
Uh-huh.
If I were to cast Enthralling Performance on Baka and charm her, could I charm her into performing the spell really good? Or would that hinder her?
I like your thought process, but I'm afraid that would not help her in this circumstance.
Alright. Well, then I just cast Bardic Inspiration on Baka, and I'm like, let me get your heart or your blood pumping. And then I start fucking shaking my booty and my elbows, and I cut my shirt in half, so my belly is exposed to doing a belly dance.
Oh my god.
Where's the wand at? I'm kind of curious to look at it.
It's in my hand.
Ooh, can I look at it real quick? I don't have to hold it. I just want to look at it.
I mean, yeah.
Ah, it's tiny.
Not you,
Alright.
Sal. Shut up.
Oh, okay.
You gonna turn this guy or what?
You shut up. Go away. All of y'all, go away.
Oh, I want to watch. Where can I watch?
You shush. You be quiet.
I'm ready when you are. Just
You can do it.
no matter what happens, thank you.
Hold on. Can I do a blessing?
You can bless whatever you want.
All right. I raise my hand up and I cast a little bit, and I hope and I pray to the goddess Vitra that she protects the wizard and actually both wizards in this performance, and hope that everything will go good. I step away, and then I back up.
So, what does this wand take? Is it just straight up D20?
If you're wanting to use the wand, I need you to make an Arcana check, and that will be the casting of it.
And what else can I add to it? I've got inspiration, I got bardic inspiration, and I've got a blessing.
Does Bardic Inspiration help with an ability check?
Fuck if I know.
Or a skill check? I'm sorry.
I just gave it to her anyway. I don't care.
Well,
Well,
it
you're
actually
the one
may
who
help.
had to answer.
Let's see. Did I put it in there? There you go.
One ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Oh, nah, this would be a skill check, so that would not help in this case.
What about a blessing?
Does blessing help with skill checks?
Let me post it.
JB, can you explain the difference between a skill check and an ability check?
Ability check is based off just the primary stats, so strength, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, all those. Skill checks
if I-
are. Wait, what?
So that'd be like if I were like climbing a fence or something like that.
Yeah, like if you're trying to lift a huge boulder, that's an athletics check, or if you're trying to backflip over an enemy and kick him in the back of the head, that's an acrobatics check. That type of stuff. Bless.
Bless doesn't do it either.
Oh, bless
Now.
won't help you either.
Attack or a saving throw.
So this is all on me.
But you have inspiration.
Wait,
True.
to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, you can add bardic too. Isn't so? This is an ability
No,
check.
skill
that she's
check.
doing. Oh,
It's
she's
a
doing a
skill
skill check. Shit, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Sean Bright stands there, not blinking, his eyes locked onto you, Baka.
Maybe I can see of a path what the gods would say.
I only get one shot at this.
Oh, you stand in front of the sheep, see if it works.
I'm just gonna cast augury and ask the gods to see what they think about this.
And I rolled really shitty on my portent.
You did, I saw that.
Yeah.
Rough choices. What do we do?
Alright. I sit right between Baka and the sheep, and then I will do.
Why would you sit in between us when I'm about to do a spell? You can't do anything.
I want to
fix it.
because something tells me this is not gonna work well. I want to see what the gods say.
You standing in between us is going to ruin my focus.
Okay, not between, but the side.
So, by casting with the gem inlaid sticks, rolling some dragon bones, or laying out some ornate cards, or employing some sort of divining tool, what tool are you using to do this?
I am gonna use the bones that we got from the monkey.
Okay. So you grabbed a random bone from the other room from one of the monkeys that were incinerated? Okay, you all see Arthur holding a monkey bone in the air and looking straight up. Seems to be trying to commune with some sort of more divine providence. So,
Sal, you said this guy's a man of God, right?
Allegedly.
Questionable at this point.
Allegedly.
the results you get are weal and woe.
Okay, well now, I got good and bad. So, alright, chance of fate, let's do this. I step back.
Do it.
Is this really gonna be my last act?
You can do it.
All night long.
Well, let me double check one more thing. I have no confidence in this whatsoever. What does inspiration add to that?
I'll let you re-roll if you don't like your roll.
Alright, I get 2 shots at this. Goodbye, guys. I might be dead.
I believe in you.
The sheep might be dead.
There's 1 in 4 chances I might die.
25%. But there's 75% chance that you don't die.
There is. I like those odds.
I like those odds.
Alright, here we go. I guess let me do my inspiration just to make sure.
Was that an Arcana check?
Oh, no. That was not.
Well, yeah, you should do an Arcana check.
That was.
Okay.
Never mind. We're good. We're Gucci.
Would you like to re-roll that?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Why would you say that?
Just gotta make sure I need to know if she's using her inspiration or not.
Can we use the higher one?
Yeah, it'd be the higher one.
Okay, yeah, no. I'll go ahead and use my inspiration. Yep, no, we're going with the 23.
Okay, you hold this wand out, having attuned to it. You know how to use it. You know how the magics work. The tip of it starts to glow, and Shinebright closes his eyes. The cracks in the iron-runed inlay wrapping around the wand start to light up, and you hear another crack forms while holding it in your hand on one of them. The wand feels like it's straining to hold the magic inside, but a beam radiates over Shinebright. His whole body becomes this amorphous light, just rotating and bubbling. It looks like he's transforming you don't know what the hell he's turning into. It's something that doesn't even make sense in this reality, but slowly but surely it falls flat on the floor and starts to rise, this white energy in the form of a human, until flash, a wizard stands before you.
Is he naked?
He actually is not naked, and let me
Okay.
pull him out for you now.
Pray to Augie's gods that he wasn't naked.
I thought you were an elf.
The wand starts to dim, and before you stands a man. Oh, an elf, technically, but an elvish wizard, to which you hear, "Oh! Oh!" And he starts rubbing his face and his shoulders and his chest. It worked! You did it! You did it! Thank you! And he runs up and hugs you, Baka.
To give him like a weird little pat on the back, like really awkward. Yeah, we did it! We did it!
He steps back and kind of starts spitting to the side and rubbing his tongue. The taste of grass will be with me forever. Oh gods! But I'm back. It's me and you. I can thank you all for this. Thank you so much. That was a pretty big risk you took there, young one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I go and like put the wand down. Like, yeah, this is okay. And then I just like go to the kitchen and I just start cooking up a storm.
Shinebright immediately picks up the wand and tucks it
It
into
calms me.
his robes. Never
I-
letting that out of sight
just-
again.
Just so you know, if there's anything in sight in this kitchen, it's getting cooked. I don't care what it is.
I have a question.
Sure.
So I just hovered over the wizard's token, and I noticed his name is different.
Oh, I didn't get the name right?
It's Cephras.
No, it's not supposed to be Sephiroth.
Okay.
I was about to say, like, plot twist?
Yeah, that's my B. Shinebright.
Well, it's good to see you in human form.
Elf, but yes, I appreciate all the effort you've done for me. I apologize for my foolish apprentice and all the troubles he was causing you. And, he starts looking around. And I, don't have too much to offer you, but I am a master transmuter, as I told you. So I can perform, let's see, two transmutations up to the 5th level for you of your desire. As long as, and he, sheepishly looks away a little bit and says, as long as you have, the components to help with it, I can do it for you.
Are you able to transmute certain body parts? Look at him.
Well, there's potential complications. I'm no doctor or anything, but I can certainly alter the humanoid body if you wish. Would you like to have more muscles or something?
I just look at him. And I'm like... just blushing because I just don't know how to...
It would be safer to do it on a non-living object.
Let's talk in private, you and me. I give him a wink, and I motion towards the bookcase.
What am my collection of books? What for? Is there? I can offer you a book, I suppose, as well. Is there something you wish to know of here?
Let's just say, I want to grow something.
I'm coming back to that bookcase later.
Never mind. Forget what if I said anything. Baka, yeah, how's that food coming along?
You just hear like ridiculous amounts of chopping and sizzling going on. There's literally smoke everywhere. Because I've cooked everything.
Transmutation to the 5th.
I'll have Jamie tell me when I'm done cooking.
It's gonna take a bit to cook. It's gonna take you like 10-15 minutes to cook.
So he can cast his 2 spells that are transmutation to the 5th.
Yes, and they don't have to be specifically like known D&D 5e transmutation 5th level spells. They could be spells that could be comparable to a 5th level transmutation spell. For instance, maybe you want an item to be worth more value, or an item to be a bit stronger, that type of stuff. Or maybe you want to be a few inches taller.
Would he be able to transmute a inanimate object into a living object that could become a companion of ours?
That would probably be in his wheelhouse.
Would that be too low or too high of a thing for the...
That doesn't sound like it'd be too much. He should be able to swing it.
And would that be something that we would be able to have of us permanently?
I don't see why not.
I remember our days back in the circus. The master chef always wanted a traveling oven / stove thing.
I can't believe you remember remembered that.
You guys remember that?
That is
Yeah.
one of the things I wanted.
I'm just looking at Sal like,
He can-
what?
It's a long story.
You
Yeah.
talking some Beauty and the Beast action?
Yeah.
And he
like
could
a
do
little
2 of
stone
them?
That would follow.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel comfortable having a talking oven with me.
I
I
didn't,
didn't
say
say I was
talking,
talking.
just that it would travel along with us.
Would it move on its own?
Hell yeah, so I don't know how to carry that bitch.
I,
Would it be cognitive?
No. It's a fucking stove.
It just says-
Are you asking Shine Bright? You can ask him all these
Yeah.
questions. He'll probably be more accurate with you.
So, the travel. If we were to get like some kind of oven that would travel, would it be cognitive, or would it just be an oven that can walk?
And an oven that travels, that's... for an adventuring group, that's actually fairly brilliant. Well, the way it would work, it's similar to a spell pertaining to golems, and they follow specific rules, but if it's so small and fairly weak, but simply there to cook and travel with you, it would be sentient in that form. It could run around, it could convey its feelings, it could talk if you wanted it to, or not talk at all. I suppose the choice is yours.
I'd leave that choice up to the master chef.
I'm busy right now.
Well, she can have her oven and she can make her decision about that. But boys, what about something for us?
individual or all together?
Well,
Well-
you can cast 2, right, Jamie? Is that what you said?
2, yes. I could do your oven thing, and I don't know, perhaps your any emotions towards you, Richard. Your rapier, I could make it a bit more durable, stab a bit better, or the emotions to you, Sal. Perhaps your stick, I could make your stick better.
You make my stick bigger. I mean, yeah, my rapier.
Maybe even that one's armor, a bit more durable if you wish. Any emotions to you, Arthur?
I look at my armor. What's wrong with my armor?
Oh, with magics, everything can be improved, I should say. Or it could be something else.
Would
I
you
don't
say
know. I'm
enough
only
time-
offering.
Would you say enough time has passed that I have cooked the entire kitchen?
You know what? Since you're a wizard too, we'll say yeah. You sped it up, and during them talking back and forth, you've cooked up as much as humanly possible.
What about halfling as possible?
As half
Okay, I
as
feel
possible.
better now. You may need more food.
Oh, it
But
smells
there's a
delicious.
feast in there.
I actually can't wait to try it. It's been too long since I've had vegetation.
Well, there's chicken and fish and potatoes and sweet potatoes and carrots and dude, I can't tell what half this shit is. There's
Oh,
a
it's
stew
like
in there.
It looks like an onion. Yeah, it's a stew.
There's a stew in there too. There's a fucking feast. A 7-course meal. There you go.
I couldn't think of a finer way to end the day, or I guess begin the day in this case. I'm back in my form, you'll get your rewards, and we'll have a feast. Brilliant.
Yeah. What were we talking about? What rewards?
Something about some sentient oven.
Yes.
I have an idea for the second one.
Let's hear it, Arthur.
What if you create a communication device for us, and when we call upon you, you come and help us? Since we saved yours, I thought it might be fair for you to save us at times of need.
I know the magic you speak of, but I'm afraid that wouldn't qualify as transmutation. That is a sending rock, I like to call them, or sending in general. Completely different field of magic, I'm afraid. I couldn't do something as such.
Do you have anything that we can call upon you?
Hmm. You see him take his hand to his chin, and he starts kind of thumbing through his beard hairs for a moment. I can't think of any easy way to do it, but perhaps if you had something with wings, it could fly to me that way. Well, it would take a while wherever you are, but that would be one method.
All right, I'm just gonna stay quiet from there then.
How are you of reincarnation?
Am I what now?
Would you be able to reincarnate?
Oh, resurrection. No, I'm afraid that's not my wheelhouse either. In fact, I'd assume with your companion, and he motions towards Arthur, that'd be more his forte. Unless I'm judging him wrong.
Nope, you're right.
It's in the transmutation wheelhouse. I was just curious.
It's more of a in-the-moment thing.
Might require more candles.
I like Cell. I hate you.
Oh, here's an idea. If you wish as well, I know quite a few transmutation spells from just on their own. I could craft up a scroll for you and give you a to-go spell if you wish even. Oh, and I have them all memorized in my head as well, if you'd like a list of potential spells I could offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's hear it.
Very well, very well. And he closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. And then says, Accelerate Self, Awaken Warforge, Baleful Polymorph, Baleful Regression, Balkan Stassen. Balkan Stochanesis, yes. Chronos Field, Control Winds, Create Minor Helm, Dark Air or Water, Decrepit Hands, Deep Forest Emergence, Disintegrate Smite, Disrupting Weapon, Enraged Enhancement, Explosive Arrow, Feign Life, Life Staff, Flesh to Jelly, Giant Size, Gliding Light, Gravitational Anomaly, Greater Movement, Greater Polymorph, Healing Fire, Heaven's Door, Lowless Bloodline, Transmute Rock, not the sending type, mind you, Vanishing Trick, and Zene's Bubble Prison. Oh,
That's something.
A lot of spells.
and Shape Flesh, of course. And he nods towards you, Richard.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The one on the right.
I was actually thinking the one on the left.
Yeah,
I
that
like
one.
this one because it's got 2 burns
Big
Right.
burners.
and it's bigger.
The bigger the better. Probably can fit a whole pork in there.
We don't eat pork in this group.
Wait, what?
I said
Oh,
we
that's
won't.
right.
We don't eat pork in this group.
We can't eat pork.
What was that gravitational anomaly thing that you mentioned?
Gravitational anomaly. Let me see. It's a 40-foot radius. If something enters into the field, it has to basically resist the gravitational pull of it, otherwise it gets sucked in towards the middle. And when it does enter the anomaly, it's gravity magic, so it's going to hurt quite a bit. It's like, imagine standing here holding your arms up, and some invisible force is trying to rip the flesh from your bones. It kind of feels like that.
Sounds brutal.
What do you boys think? We already got the stove. And you're saying that stove is gonna last, like, that spell will last forever until someone, like, attacks it, right?
Well, correct. It is just a stove. It's just a sentient one. Someone wants to take a mallet and bash it, well, and he looks around his room, be akin to bashing that pot to the north, and it'll get dented and damaged accordingly. Speaking of which, do you have a stove I could transmute?
Can we take yours?
I don't think he. Does he have a stove?
I don't
I
think he does.
have a large oven, but not necessarily a stove the size you're thinking of. I could offer you a pot.
A walking pot.
Or if you supply the ingots and whatnot, I suppose I can shape those into a stove, to the best of my memory.
I'm lagging.
Yep.
A little.
I'm not sure what lagging is. What?
Would you be able to transform a table into like an ape or something that would obey us?
Pretty.
Table into an ape? Like a table ape?
Half table, half ape.
Well, that just sounds ridiculous.
As ridiculous as a bed drake?
Bed Drake? What bed Drake?
Well,
Oh,
your
yeah,
boy
well,
Nope turned one of your beds into a dragon.
I believe I saw a small worm fly off. What do you mean a
That's
bed
the one.
Drake? Wait a second.
Yeah,
It
can we
was
get
like
one
a-
of those?
It was like a dragon and a bed mixed together, and I guess you call it a bed
He's
drake.
going up into his bedroom.
I'm following him. Let's see.
I'm following him too.
There is no bed in this room when he answers. Where's my bed?
I told you there was a bed drake.
Yeah, so can you make us one of those that obeys us and is our friend?
They transmuted my bed into a dragon. That's what that was?
Yes, and I want that as well too. His name will be Richard. Jr.
I've
Oh,
never
no.
tried it, but it sounds possible now. I could do something like that, but I'm afraid a size this big is a bit beyond me. It'd have to be much, much smaller. Maybe
What
think,
need the Drake Pastel?
maybe 1 foot by 1 foot, something like that.
Oh, and it can like hang out with us, and it can talk to us and be our friend and attack bad guys.
The table monkey or the bed dragon?
Either or.
If long as you supply the item, I can make it happen. Or find the
All
item
right.
that you wish to take. I'm fine offering some of what I have, even though if it's not much.
What do you think, Augie? We think we should get a bed drake or a table monkey?
We are
Let's
going to have
see.
to find a stove. I need this in my life now.
What are the pros and cons of having a table
agree.
monkey versus a bed drake?
Hmm.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh, and
but-
Baka, I believe I have an answer for your stove.
Whoops.
What?
How about we skip payment on the town and we use our payment to get the stove from the tavern? Maybe we can bargain some kind of deal.
Oh,
If you're okay of coming back to town with us, Shine Bright.
now you're thinking with transmutes.
I'm afraid I'd much prefer to stay here for now and get things in order.
Oh, come on. Don't you want to continue adventuring with us? Didn't you have so much fun?
We just asked just one day back in town. You can come back here, do whatever you want.
I'm really must decline. There's too much for me to do here. And also, I need to remind you, I can't transmute an entire oven. It must be smaller. Perhaps, I don't know, like some sort of micro oven.
Micro.
Micro oven.
Like maybe perhaps one that uses microwaves.
Well, I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds neat.
You know, waves.
They have
Uh,
smaller devices in taverns and whatnot you might be able to procure when they want to cook smaller meals. Or I could always offer you my pot over here still.
Can you make it 7
What?
flames
Master Chef.
and walk with us
Seven flames, what?
so we can cook the pot?
Well, you could, I mean, it is a pot. You could put liquid in it. You could burn a fire in it. You could
But I want flames to come out of it.
spit in it, defecate in it. Pots are all sorts of uses. I don't
What
know.
if
if
we
it's
build a
definite-
fire into it, and then you cast the spell?
If you put fire into it and then I... Wait, what's your plan? To have it shoot fire?
Well, no, just so it has a constant fire going on, we can cook whenever.
Wait. Why are you trying to get me a pot instead of a stove? What is it?
The man can only do 1 foot by 1 foot.
Yeah, just small stoves.
Where are you gonna get a small stove at?
The inn.
But he doesn't want to come.
We'll bring
Yeah.
it back.
We can bring it back.
All right. If
Shell
he
can
does
literally
this,
turn into a fucking 1-ton animal.
then I want my bed drake.
Um,
You can't get a bed drake. It's too big.
if the
Well, a
bed was
small
made
bed
for a
drake.
small cat, then potentially.
Yes.
Listen. If we get a
Oh.
bed drake, wait, are you saying we'll get a cat drake?
Will this
It's
bed
literally
drake
gonna
be
be the
able to
size of a
shoot
cat.
out fire?
Absolutely not.
Dang it.
Now, not to say it, I'm not capable of that. It's just
Seems like
Well-
you're not.
the ingredients and materials required are fairly up there. If you wanted one the size of that dragon I saw fly off earlier, that's let's see if it's that size, and you measure this out, then so it's 100 for that. Maybe 150 platinum.
That's expensive.
I look at Baka and asking, like, what did he say?
That's not happening. Rick, give
That's
up your dream.
expensive.
What if we get a cat that's also a bat? And it's
Rick.
our friend.
One dream at a time, goddammit.
I could put
I would
wings
like
on
to
a
have
cat.
a companion. I like to have a companion.
Yeah. We could call him Richard Sr.
If it's two small golems you wish, I could do that. A stove and a whatever amalgamation of animals you just spoke of.
How about a cat and a bat?
Okay, so we need to go back to town now.
So it's a flying cat.
But it's also a bat.
And I start backing up real slow.
And it sucks blood.
Okay, we'll be back later.
Yeah, shoddy boy. You
Oh,
work
all
on
the
your
food's
transmutation,
gonna get cold.
bud.
We gotta eat this food.
Oh,
Oh, the feast, that's right.
I
Go
hear
eat
food.
first.
Oh, can you make us a drink?
I can conjure up some water.
What about beer?
I'm afraid I can't. Well, you know what? Sure, but yeah, why not? I can spare it.
Yeah, you're the best Grand Wizard I know.
No.
How do I rotate my icon?
If you hold, I think if you click your icon, hold Shift and hit up, down, left, or right, it'll turn the direction it's facing. You guys all enter into this kitchen, which has a whole lot of food across the table. How well would you have cooked here, Baka?
Amazingly.
You think
I'm
so?
the best chef ever. Hell yeah.
Okay. Make what kind of check would we do there? Would that be sleight of hand? Tell me, Baka, what check do you think that would be?
What? Why would cooking be a sleight of hand?
I don't know. Correct me before I make you make the check.
It would be Oh shit! What would it be?
Sounding pretty handy.
Okay.
Could
we
be
can just
Arcana
put it in.
because you used magic to cook it.
Is that true? Did you use any magic to help you cook?
Yeah.
Okay, make an Arcana check. Do it with advantage too, because you specialize in this. Not Arcana,
But she was dressed
cooking.
though.
She was dressed.
Stressed.
Oh, stressed. And
It was like stress cooking.
That's kind of true. Should you have that advantage, Baka? Were you stressed?
No.
You weren't
this
stressed.
is my de-stress.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, the feast smells immaculate. Nothing's burned. Nothing seems gross. There's pitchers of water out there for everyone, which Shinebright
Sal.
just takes his hand and grasps the mugs and just turns them into ale.
Sal's over here trying to sabotage me.
Well, this looks wonderful. Thank you for this. This is a great welcoming back party.
Hold on.
Is
Okay.
Shine Bright? Did you? Oh, sorry, author, go.
I think before we eat, unless someone's eating already,
I'm like,
I want to
have food halfway stuffed in my mouth.
say a prayer for this food.
Oh, yes. Go ahead and yes, your deity is. Shinebright grabs a loaf of bread. He starts eating it, but he looks at you and just kind of is nodding with a thumbs up.
Heavenly Goddess, thank you for this wonderful food that Baka has made us. and thank you for thank you for letting Feather Shine Bright be at his form again. May the rest of the day be blessed with us, and hopefully we finally get our achievement goals.
A man of faith. Excellent. Thank you. That is food's even better now.
I would like to discuss some other spell options, if you're cool with it, just to see to what extent what we can do besides the stove.
Yes, it is a big choice. I don't offer this to just anyone, you know.
So you said altars. You can cast alter self, correct?
I believe
alter.
that
You can alter someone's appearance, essentially.
Shape flesh. You're referring to shape flesh.
Yep.
Any
Would
part
you be
of
able?
you.
Would you be able to transform someone into making them very, very attractive in a way where they just by walking into a room would automatically charm some people who are willing to fall for that attractiveness?
I just stop eating and I slowly look at Rick.
Young man, if you truly wished it, I could turn you to look exactly like her permanently. And he points towards you and then Barca. So if it's just sculpting what you already are, then that's child's play. Of course I could do that.
What about putting wings on someone's back, giving them the ability to fly?
That's a little too much, I think. It's definitely possible, but it'd be above the 5th level, certainly.
Do you know enhanceability?
Enhanceability. It actually doesn't sound familiar. Tell me of it. Maybe I do.
I'm just like stuffing my head.
It's basically a magical enhancement you can put on someone, and there's different options. Bear's endurance, bull's strength, cat's grace, eagle's splendor, fox cunning, and owl's wisdom. So basically, you kind of help improve the creature's or person's abilities. So, for example, if you were to transmute me in a way where I had cat's grace, I would be able to fall from 20 feet and not take any damage because I have the reflexes of a cat.
That sounds possible. It's a little bit, be a little tricky because I'd be editing. Well, I believe I could do something like that, but I'm afraid I don't believe it'd be permanent. At best, I might be able to make it last maybe a week or two.
All right, so that was my next question then. Okay.
But you said you could put it on a scroll.
Now, that is accurate. If you wish, I could offer it on a scroll as well, and you use it when you see fit. Albeit, if it is on parchment, it will be much, much more basic. It may last an hour.
But we'll keep it for us forever, right?
The scroll, sure, until you cast it.
Oh.
Hold on. Idea. What level is transmute?
Transmute is on itself is a type of magic. If you mean the level of transmutation I could perform, I'm offering up to the 5th level of potential. Give or take. Sometimes a little above, sometimes a little below. And depending on if you have the item.
Would you be able to cast like abilities for folks, say like if I wanted to walk on water permanently, would you be able to like transform my muscles or my legs where I'm able to consistently walk on water?
I think I could pull it off. Let me think.
There is a spell called Water Walk. I'm not sure if that's part of your arsenal, but
Oh yes. It involves corks and whatnot. I'm familiar, but to edit the body to where it could stand on water would involve your bones would have to be changed a bit. I think that's doable. It may feel a little strange, but I think it's doable.
Water Walk itself would only last temporary, correct?
Yes.
And I assume the same thing for gaseous form, but it'd probably be much harder to transform me into a gas.
That would be quite a bit more difficult.
I don't know, boys. There's a bunch of different options out there. I mean, we could just put elemental enchantments on my weapons.
I feel I want something that would be with us permanently, not something that would be used as a one-time. Because
We gotta get the bang for our buck.
as it literally took us like what, a full week to, well, actually it took us almost like a full 2 days to get this settled.
Something like that.
I got it. He makes me the most handsomest person in the entire universe. And so I can just seduce everyone.
If that is what you wish, sure, I could shape your flesh however you deem. I could do it twice, technically.
But how do we know what is handsome and what's not? Because it's all subjective, correct?
It's subjective.
It's
So
true.
you're
it'd
handsome
be-
enough. So how much handsomer can we make you?
Well, you could definitely use with a touch-up, of course. Look at those cheekbones. I could fix that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Those thighs, they could be a bit more muscular. There's a few things we could do.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
What are you all doing? What shots are being shot?
Do you guys want to
No.
go back
I
in
just
town?
look back and forth between him and Rick.
You want to go back in town and we can talk about it on the way in, and then come back?
What else do we need for the stove?
Is it gonna run on like coal, wood, charcoal?
It's a stove. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It sounded like it was just a stove was all that
It's
we
a
needed.
stove. Hello?
Hello?
Did I lag out? Did he lag out?
No, you're still here.
I think he did.
He
Who's
lagged
lagging?
out.
What?
You.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. What do you need?
You were like kind of standing there doing like with your finger in the air, like just like pondering.
I don't know. I'm just enjoying this meal. But I thought you were discussing something amongst yourselves. But I'm all
asking
ears.
you, what
Then we
else
just need
do
the
we need
stove.
for the stove?
Oh, for the transmutation for the small golem. Such a fascination with the golem concepts. If you supply the item, I can simply make it be. Or if you supply the raw components of the item, I could shape it and then make it be.
What if we had a brick oven?
No.
No?
I like the
Think of all
metal.
the pizza.
All right. So you guys want to
Get a
walk back
regular
into
stove.
town? Get
Yeah.
the oven.
Stove. Y'all keep saying oven.
Stove. Would you be able to transform, like, let's say, like regular old like wooden spoons to gold coins?
That is something I'd be capable of, but I'm only offering you 2 transmutations, so I wouldn't recommend transforming a spoon into gold. That might be worth a few gold coins,
Well,
but
how big can I? You said 1 foot by 1 foot, right? So
Correct.
I can't ask for like a bunch of leaves to be turned into a bunch of gold pieces, right?
actually, I suppose that might be doable.
Yeah.
Not all of them would be transformed, but a good chunk of them. Or even, let's
And how-
say, we could double up, too. Perhaps, whatever this oven or whatever you bring back is, it could be a little bit bigger, and I could just double down, use both of your transmutations to make a small oven as opposed to a tiny one.
Small oven could have 2 burners and would be big enough for me to ride.
What would we name the stove oven?
The difference is the size of the burners.
Wait. did you
So if
ask
it
what
has
we
one
would
burner-
name it?
Yeah, so if we have 1 burner, we name it Bernie, and if we have 2 burners, we'll name it
Bernie Sanders.
yeah.
Is this because he's just gonna give out food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Mhm.
considered a small creature also, Baka?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this oven could be somewhere in the wheelhouse, houses as large as you.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller, but yeah.
Small one would be the same size as me, and or a tiny one would be the same size as me, and a small one would be too big. So here's your difference.
With
It's a
illustrations.
With illustrations. The difference is between this and this.
Yeah, you got it.
Those two are the options. Fuck the one in the middle. Ignore that one.
Oh, you're actually quite the artist, so you have a design and everything. Sure, that's absolutely feasible.
Yeah, either way it would work because it would keep us warm. We could boil water. It'd
Cook
take
food.
cook food. It's got I want it to have a little rack in there.
So it could carry stuff for you?
Well, no, not necessarily. Well, I mean, it could. I could just like tie things to the top of it, but no. So that I can actually bake things.
Oh,
That's the difference in the size. One of them I would be able to have a rack in, and the other one I would not.
You seem to have put a lot of thought into this, young miss. Is this all what you desire, then? A sentient stove?
This has been our dream since I joined these fellows.
This has been my dream since I was a small child.
Oh. That's, I must say, young one, you must shoot higher in the future.
You laughed out so hard, I didn't hear any of that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you got too much food in your mouth, sir. Can you please chew?
Yeah, sorry. Yes, I was saying you should shoot higher next time. Shoot higher, yes.
I'm a very simple person.
Alright, so to go to town to get a stove?
Yes.
Alright, and then when we come back, we'll make our second decision.
Very well. Well, yep, I appreciate again what you've done for me, and I will await your return. And in the process, tidy up what Noak's done with the place.
Well,
Alright.
Slap my
awkward
knees.
silence.
Well!
And Dad grunt.
Yeah.
We all do
Augie,
Dad grunts.
how would you feel about like if your hammer had like electricity or something on it? You can do like elemental ability. Wonder if something like that would be helpful.
What, me?
Okay,
Yeah. I mean you're beefy now.
so hey, just to tell you guys, maybe having Augie up in the front of battle, not a good idea, seeing as he's the healer.
Yeah, but he got electricity coming out of his hammer.
It doesn't matter if he has electricity coming out of his hammer.
I guess he could enhance. Would you maybe enhance my daggers so they have electricity coming out of them?
So do you want a tiny stove or do you want a small stove?
If you want the small stove, we'll just do the small stove then.
The small stove requires both transmutes. If you want the tiny stove, it
Alright.
requires just one. No! And I stand on the side and I go, uppies!
You were able to make it across this before.
I don't want to get wet again!
Back there.
So
Arthur.
sorry, I'm falling really, really behind. The server is making my character move so slow.
Eh,
There we go.
Alright, Jamie, we walk back to town. Is there anything interesting that happens along the way?
Not particularly. You guys make your way all the way back towards Welton. I don't remember how long we said, so I'm gonna say it's a couple hours travel.
Yeah, it was just a couple hours.
So you follow the path back, the little small trail through the woods. Finally, you hit the big road and start making your way towards Welton. And as you get closer, you can hear, sounds like a crowd, actually. No more bustle of carriages going by and the town being kind of in a lull. But it seems like everyone's gathered in the middle of town watching something. Let me swap the music here. Okay. I'm gonna switch you guys over. Baka, you're in control of the party at the moment.
I guess we're making our way to the crowd, which I guess is in the middle.
As you approach towards the middle of town, you can see everyone gathered around a figure in the middle, all circling him. He seems to be playing with light, flipping it through his hands and creating figures in the air made out of... It almost looks like sunlight, but it's not blinding. It looks very pleasant. The figure dancing about looks like this. Let me see if I can pull this up. There you go. Looks like that. And he seems to be shouting. Can you guys see that, by the way? Did it pop up?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He seems to be shouting at the crowd as he's doing this, saying, "That's right! That's right! We're back! We're back and we're here to please! Come one and all and check out the carnival!" As he's gesturing to this crowd and performing these tricks, and everyone just seems to be enthralled with him.
I look very unimpressed.
Yeah, we've seen better, haven't we, guys?
Yeah. This is a competition.
The things
I
I
don't
make,
know. I think this looks pretty cool.
the things I make in the toilet are better than this sideshow.
All three of us are like, and we've seen this shit before.
Just not impressed. Like,
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing the circus, so I'm like,
oh, Arthur, you should have seen us in our heyday.
Oh man, in our prime.
well, why don't you guys go up there and prove who's best?
I wouldn't want
Down
to
for a
outshine
dance
this
off if
guy.
you are.
Gonna outshine this guy.
Maybe we can get some stuff off of him.
You gonna steal this guy's money too?
No, I returned the book.
Did you?
Yes,
Did you?
yes.
Did you return the candle?
Do we want to go up and talk to
Return
this
the
guy?
Candles?
The candles were properly used for burial.
Well, the crowd's dispersing here and there, but there's still a good amount of people watching him. Some people go back to their businesses and whatnot.
I am upset that this guy is getting a lot of attention, though.
Me too. That's our job.
I'm gonna talk to him. I'll walk over to him. Hey, you call that a performance?
I walking away.
The creature turns and looks at you and stops and says, "Why, yes, sir. I call it a performance for them and you, as you're all welcome to the Witchlight Carnival. We're back."
Carnival?
I
All
lean
of you-
over the south. Maybe we should go check out the competition.
All of you make a history
Let's
check
scope
for
it
me,
out.
please.
Historical check.
Okay, all of you succeed. When he says Witchlight Carnival, all of you, it's like a memory triggered in your heads, but you can't quite finger what it is, but something about that name seems incredibly familiar, but you just can't piece together why.
You said
Probably because
which?
we were fighting against them in the heyday, Jamie, because we're a carnival ourselves. Well,
Circus. You said Witchlight Carnival?
Uh-huh. No, the creature looks at you, Richard, and kind of spins around you while just dramatically posing and saying, "What do you think, sir? Are you not excited? The news is here."
Well, I'm a little bit of a performer myself.
Marvelous,
Thanks,
marvelous! And he grabs your hands and starts scooting more towards the center of town. "Then take your position!" And he spins away from you and holds one hand out aimed at you. What do you do?
Whoa. I mean, if you insist.
He puts his hands together, and when he expands them out, a ball of light forms as he does a twirl and lobs it towards you. Make a dexterity savings throw for me. The ball seems to be coming right at you, and just looking at this looks like something that would normally be very painful if slamming into you, but you hold out your hands and catch it. and you are holding this orb of radiant light, and it doesn't seem to be hurting you. To which the creature shouts, "Yes! Yes, just like that! Now here! But do it with flourish!"
Flourish.
I throw it back to him.
Is that what you throw it back to him?
I spin around and I throw it back to him.
You do a twirl and you lob it back, to which he catches it and then rolls it behind his back and throws it in the air. And when he does, it becomes a beam of light that rises high in the air and then falls right back into his palm before vanishing. And he says, "Yes! Yes, precisely! You've done something like this before, I can tell, I can tell. Who are you, sir?"
I'm surprised you haven't heard of me being a fellow artist. I'm Richard D. Ross.
What does the D stand for?
Don't worry about it.
Well, Richard D. Ross, a pleasure. I'm Blemons, and I am of the Witchlight Carnival, here to spread the great message that we've returned. And as you all know, it's once every 8 years, in very different positions throughout the world. This time actually not far from this small village. You're surely attending, yes?
Ending? You should be asking me to perform for you.
Why, certainly. There's opportunities abound at the carnival. If you wish to perform, take place in the events, or simply just take in all the wondrous sights. And he's spinning in circles as he's saying this. You and yours are all welcome.
So you're saying I got a stage to myself?
Well, perhaps could be arranged, depending on how. And then he crosses his arms and just makes a very dramatic up and down look at you. How well you can perform with your instruments. Your hands seem to be on the quick, but can you play a song that can woo the hearts of women and make the men rival with power?
Oh. Can I?
I whispered to Sal, I swear to God, we just landed in his realm.
Yeah, this is all our realm.
So,
We've been here.
Yeah.
Oh.
who are
alright.
you? Are you just a representative of the Carnival? Or are you the boss? The leader?
I'm afraid just a representative, Sir Richard D. Ross. Blemons goes where Blemons is needed and tells the people that we are here. Alas, I'm sent alone, and because of that, they wanted someone a little bit more capable in case any ne'er-do-wells decide to intervene. There are those that try to exploit the carnival, after all. Being of the Fae is a gift and a curse.
Well, I am very interested. My songs, you can either ask the little gnome guy up in the tavern, Feathercock is his name. Can make a frog learn how to fly.
Are you reciting poetry? I don't follow.
I
A
would
feathercock and a
love-
frog that can fly.
I would love to be your VIP performer at the Carnival.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have pull for something as such, but,
Oh, thank you, Blemon. So what is the event anyway?
well, the fair begins in merely 2 days.
Alright, I'll be there with my crew. You get the stage set. I'll tell them that you sent us. Get the ladies, get the beer. You guys are gonna be making hand over fist after I perform.
You're a kidder, too! You'll be excellent! He starts slapping your shoulder. If you do meet Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, you must tell them who you are. Greet yourself as you... Well, greet them as you greeted me, I should say.
Oh, I will tell them that you sent me.
Absolutely!
And that I was supposed to be paid handsomely. And I walk away.
Hey, you hear a loud, boisterous chuckle as you walk away.
Are we going to the tavern? Are we done talking to you?
Yeah, I guess we're done.
We got some loose ends to
We
tie
don't
up.
we don't even know where the carnival's at, but we just walk away.
Oh,
I-
we know.
So you guys are heading back to the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys walk on back to the tavern. See what's going on. Give me just a second. There we go. Let me take y'all over there. Door is shut currently, but you guys been here multiple times. As you enter the tavern, you can see Leanna actually walking to the counter itself. Looks like she's been doing a little bit of cleaning up. As she sees you all approaching, and you in front pocket, says, well, look, you're back. Hey, welcome back. Is the thing still out there?
The sheep or the frog?
The weird toad monster.
Yeah.
I wish he would
Blemons?
just go away. It has a name.
Yeah, Blemons.
Blemons. Blemons the toad. Right. What can I get you?
We'll take one stove, please.
Pardon?
The stove.
You want one of my stoves?
Yes, we're gonna make it be able to walk.
Well, listen, sweetie, I use my stove to make my food. I use my food to make my money. So, all this aside, I'm not sure I can swing this for you.
How many stoves you got?
Well, we have 2, but I need to know what you're offering.
I just saved your damn town from a bunch of wolves.
Aye, and now
You're
you
not gonna
wish to
give me
see
your
them
stove?
slowly starve by taking my means of cooking. Aye, I see how this works. You don't fool old Leanna. You did good, but you didn't do great. Now, what are
you
you
know the
offering?
light makes you look really beautiful this time of day.
Oh, there's no sweet talking now, honey. You need to tell me, what are you offering?
What you want?
Well, if I could simply buy another stove, I would. Alas, takes coin to do so.
Do you know where we would be able to get stove? A small stove.
I'm offering one right now, lass.
Yeah, well, how much?
She looks around and leans close and says, how much you got?
10 gold and a night with me.
If you're serious, let me know. Until then, I'll be cleaning some more, alright? She turns around and heads back.
Alright, 20 gold and a night with me and Sal.
Can't even hear the numbers you're saying.
How much does the stove go for?
Well, we still have one day before the rendezvous.
Baka, you're the cook. How much does the stove go for?
How do I know?
You're a chef!
I've never bought a stove. I've just been given them.
It's quite a large purchase, I would imagine.
Does she have the right size stove?
GM, how much would a stove be? A small stove.
Stove shouldn't cost too much. Probably about 30-ish gold. Maybe a little more, depending.
Alright. Serious offers. I'm kidding about me and Sal unless you're interested. How about 25 gold? You give us the 5 gold discount for helping you guys out.
Look, I'll go 40, and we have a deal.
30.
35.
32.
35, and you give me 3 glasses of beer right now.
Done! She reaches out to shake your hand immediately.
Not my hand. I'm not doing anything.
Rick, I was working a deal.
Yeah, I got beer, bud.
You shake her hand on it, and she says, "All right, love, go get the storage oven for them. There, you probably heard all that. Don't ask questions. I know.
Wait, is this would you consider a small oven?
She turns and
Give me
looks
a-
back. I suppose maybe more close to medium, but it's fairly small.
we can make the wizard guy do this. It's fine. I'll talk to him. I'll charm him up. You know, give him the old Ricky. You know.
Ricky, yes.
I say that to Arthur, by the way.
A Richard D. charm.
Give her the Ricker eyes.
Leanna comes back with the 3 drinks you wanted, Richard, and sets them on the table and says, "All right, 3 drinks for you, and 1 for the friend you hate."
Wait, what?
Well, he ordered 3 drinks, and there's 4 of you, right? So clearly he doesn't like one of you.
Oh no, they're all 3 for me.
Maybe he doesn't like any of you.
I just spent my gold to get a freaking walking stove.
Oh, it's your personal gold. I see. You should be thanking him.
Yeah. You think
That's
these
great.
cheap? You think these cheap guys have any gold? But it's fine. Hey, get this and spread the word. I'm gonna be the main act at the carnival. coming up.
You're going to that thing the toad's shouting about.
I'm not going. I am that thing.
Well,
You gotta spread the word.
perhaps you can somehow record the event for me, and I'll look at it then.
I will. You know what? When I give my performance, I'll say this act was brought to you by the name of your tavern that I forgot right now because I'm drunk.
Oh, so the shepherd's cook really isn't a big deal to you. I see. All
No,
right.
no,
Well,
it will be.
you're in
It
the
is a
business.
huge
I
deal.
understand. I understand.
No, it is a huge deal. That's why I'm gonna be saying that. Shout out to the shepherd's cook, and then all these people will be coming into your tavern. You'll be like, man, you know, that Richard, man, I wish I would have taken that offer, 20 gold, and the night with Sal and him, you know. But yeah, you know.
Who knows? Maybe you might get your own poster on this tavern too.
Oh yeah, can you put my poster up as well?
Are you the type to solicit everything that has tits and a vagina on it?
You have tits and a vagina.
It doesn't matter if it has tits and a vagina.
Well, lass, you take care of yourself around this one then, eh? And I
thought
suppose
were-
you too. He looks
I
at you,
thought you
Arthur.
were a dude.
You. And there's the. You know what? I'm actually done with you. Purely business, all right? Keep my name out of your mouth and my business.
Spread my word.
Have you heard any rumors so far other than the circus?
Can't talk cleaning right now.
I guess you.
Leander storms
Alright.
off. It looks like she's a bit upset.
You made her mad. And then I like slap Richard on the on the fucking shoulder.
Hey,
Where-
Rich,
Where is Bakalud? I don't see her on my map here.
you
I
might have
am
to
on the
refresh
map.
your page. I had to refresh my page.
I'm right in between you and Richard. In fact, Richard went and sat on top of me.
Yeah, let me refresh.
You
The
got that
dwarf
stove?
sets a stove almost as tall as he is, just right in front of you, Arthur, and says, "Oh, there she is. Hasn't been used in a while, but it's yours now.
Can I make an inspection?
If you want to. What are you looking for on it?
I'm just looking to wear and tear, see if it's actually really like how maybe see determine how much use it got out of.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh shoot, hold on. Because I did that, I gotta do this. Perception. There we are.
Stove looks this oven looks great. Looks like I've been used in a bit, but seems to be on the up and up.
I would like to inspect it.
All right.
And then I would like to. I didn't see much better.
It's amazing. Perfectly fine oven.
Can I cast Mend on it to make sure that it's perfect?
You can. You can restore up small bits and pieces of it that you may have overlooked.
It's beautiful.
All right, back to the wizard's place.
Hold on, I want to stop at the
Yay.
chapel real quick.
You gonna steal more candles?
No,
you say-
no, I feel like I gotta make amends.
Would you say the oven looks like the bigger one that I drew?
Yes.
Okay.
While he goes to the chapel, can I go to the shopkeeper?
Sure.
It's not a stove anymore. This is now an oven.
All right, so you guys are heading out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the
Yeah.
shopkeeper.
I'm
Okay.
gonna head to the chapel.
You guys head back outside, and you can see there's a couple people still watching them, but the frog creature seems to be still just performing and throwing his light around like he's just having the time of his life. And then you all kind of split in the road as Richard heads to the shop, and then Arthur heads to the chapel. We'll start with Richard first. And Baka and Sal, where are you during this?
I'm hanging out on my stove.
I have no idea.
That I'm
I'm
really
still trying to get back
excited.
into the game.
Oh, you got it
I'm
kicked
like
out?
cleaning. I want to clean my stove to make it like pristine.
I refreshed my page because I couldn't see Bakaluda.
Oh, yeah, they've been dropping frames non-stop this whole time, so it's probably lagging in Foundry as well. So I'm recording
Yeah.
this, so we have a version that's okay still.
All right.
In the meantime,
Um,
Richard... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
All right, Richard, you head into the shop, and you see a shopkeep that's unfamiliar when you go inside. Looks to be a much younger halfling, halfling male.
Hey, how you doing?
No? Oh, hello. Welcome. What can I get you?
I'm looking to sell something. I got this shovel.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's still in the shop.
I'm a little bit tight on gold. So I'm willing to sell it for, not too much. If you're interested in buying it and reselling it, it's a pretty good shovel, and I put it on the table. Or the counter.
All right. Sure. It still has dirt on it. It was recently used.
Yeah, I don't need it anymore.
I could give you 3 silver for it.
Hmm. Do you mind inspecting it a little bit?
I just did.
Give it another look. And as he does that, I cast Minor Illusion in the background, and it hears that a window's breaking.
He looks at it, and you cast Minor Illusion, and then as he's looking at it, he hears something shatter near the window, and then he kind of ducks behind the counter and says, "Ah! And then he pokes his head up, still looking at the window, and says, huh?
Are you okay?
Did you not hear the glass shattering? It sounded like something broke through the window."
What are you talking about? I asked you to look at my shovel. You said it was dirty. It gave me 3. Said you'd give me 3 silver, and then you ducked under the counter.
He looks you up and down, and kind of just it looks.
I could call a doctor, but hey, man, I gotta go move a stove.
Okay. I don't what I don't know what that was, but do you want? If you want, I can purchase the shovel from you now.
Yeah, 5 silver. You said, right?
No, it was 3 silver. 3 silver.
I'll do it for 5.
Well, I'll do it for 3.
How about 5?
Well, no, I want to do 3.
It's a good shovel.
Well, I mean, it's not like we need shovels around here. If anything, I'm doing you a favor.
All right, 4. 4th, I really need the silver, man. 4 silver.
Well, clearly you don't. You keep wanting more money.
What if I play you a song?
Okay. If the song's good, 4 silver.
All right. I take out my loot and I start playing the song. This shopkeep is my friend. He's a little bit crazy and weird in the head.
Make a performance check.
What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that was a really good song. Okay, 5 silver. And he takes out
Yeah.
5 silver and
Hell
puts it
yeah.
on the table. He takes the shovel and puts it behind the counter.
Good job
job,
doing
Dick.
business with you. And then as soon as I leave, I cast Minor Illusion. It sounds like window breaking again.
Oh, God! Ah! And he hops behind the counter again.
And I look at him. I'm like, "You good, bud?"
No! It's the window again!
All right, man. You watch out for that window.
Baka, you have glass shatter twice nearby. Sal too,
Oh
if you're
my
near.
god.
Okay, what the fuck was that? Is that Rick again?
Frickin'
Baka, that was a little bit towards the interest that you owe me on this freaking stove.
interest.
Alright, let's go make sure Arthur doesn't get caught stealing candles again.
Yeah, while all that was happening, Arthur, you enter the chapel. It seems to be just an old man in robes, a familiar-looking old man in there, actually, right now. His back is turned to you as you enter.
All right. I come up to the stadium. Is the man sitting?
No, he's just standing up the front. Seems to be just, almost looks like he's admiring one of the sculptures in the front of the chapel.
All right. I go up to him. Excuse me, sir.
He turns around, looks at you with recognition, and says, "Oh, it's you. Yes. Welcome to the church. What can I do for you?" And you can tell this is Father Merrickson, the man you met before, whose son, I believe it was, might have been his son. His relative was the previous guardian of the town with their magics.
All right. I wanted to know if we can sit down and talk. I feel like I haven't been myself lately.
Oh, of course.
All right. So, so lately I've been traveling with a group of performers, and there's this one person. I'm not gonna say names, but I think he's causing me to act evil ways.
I
Because
see.
You, Richard. It's you.
lately I came in here a few days ago, and I didn't mean to because I thought it was in the best interest, and it was. It came out to be a very good reason, but I took a couple candles from this church, and I hope you forgive me.
Father Merrickson lets out a sigh and then pats you twice on the shoulder and says, "My friend, if you just simply ask, I'd be honored to offer something so small if it would help you. Don't ever think you just have to take. Men like you and I, our faith guides and protects us." And then he pokes you on your chest and says, "Use your faith, trust in it, and it'll do you good."
I close my eyes and I smile and I thank him very deeply. And then I look up at the statues like right in front of us, right?
Yeah, it seems to be a depiction of, I forget her name. It's the goddess of good fortune and sun.
Alright.
I forget what she's
So-
called, though. I think Lathander.
Yeah. So I worship the goddess of Vita. Can you tell me more about this temple?
I can tell you that we do worship Lathander, which is ideally the goddess of good harvest and whatnot. Being a farming town, we rely on such. We had that wolf issue until I suppose she sent you to all of us. And now we're going to parlay with them. I heard such a strange string of events, but the town will prosper for it. I'm on board.
Yeah. I have heard that the roads the gods have lead us are very confusing as well. But I do believe that all paths lead to good fortune. So right now what we are going through is probably a very confusing moment. But I do believe that we will come out very strong after this.
I hope so. This town's seen enough action, I think, for a good while now. What with the wolves that speak and the dancing frog night outside right now.
So your village does anyone in the village know about the talking wolves yet?
He shakes his head. We thought it best to simply just introduce them in the moment rather than tell them early. Wouldn't want a bunch of people getting together to somehow circumvent what we're trying to do.
Alright. Well, when we come across that path, hopefully everyone will not be scared.
Only time will tell, my friend. I leave that to you and yours to make sure that doesn't happen.
Alright. Alright. So I think enough time has passed for these guys to come in now.
All right. Well, around that time, yeah, you guys all enter the chapel and see Arthur sitting there talking with.
The chapel?
Is anyone going to the chapel?
If
I want to
walk
keep
in
watching
there,
the
I
frog.
burn.
Yeah.
What was that,
I'm busy
Richard?
making love to my stove right now.
Oh my god.
Trying to make it look super pretty.
So you all are outside watching the frog. No one's coming in the chapel.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm grumbling underneath my breath. Because that
Oh,
damn
wow.
frog.
Alright. At the
Unless-
meantime, Father. Oh,
We're not very religious people.
Would you like us to come into the chapel, Arthur?
well, no, you don't have to if you don't want to. I thought you guys would. I had this imagination you all barging in and say, Arthur, what the hell are you doing?
I walk into the chapter. Arthur, what the hell are you doing there, boy? We got a stove to carry.
I look up and I just ignore him.
Is it weird that my skin is burning?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go stand outside.
you do that.
I told you we're not religious.
You okay, Rick? I think they make a cream for that.
You got some smoke coming off you, bud.
Anyways,
that
Father,
church
do you have anything that I can possibly carry with me from this chapel that can help us on our travels?
Only the good grace and blessings of Lathander, and nothing else unless more candles would somehow help you.
Look in my bag. I can take a couple more.
How many would you like?
I'll just take half a dozen.
He nods, and you see him head back around the corner of the chapel and return with 6 unused white candles. Small ones,
Ah.
slender.
Bless you. Alright, yeah, that's my inventory. Alright, I guess, are you gonna stay here in the chapel? Are you having fun with the entertainment outside?
I just wanted some time to think. What with the losses we'd suffered and whatnot, and just wanted to ponder
I
on
get
it.
you. No, I fully understand. I will take my leave, and I bid you farewell.
He nods to you and smiles.
I leave.
And when you go outside, you see all of your companions. Mostly watch the
Oh,
frog.
how nice
Baka's
stove.
being very weird with the stove you got, but fortunately, no one's looking at her at the moment.
It's gonna be
Alright.
pristine.
I
I'm like
I go up to Rick.
sweet-talking it, going like, shh, it's okay. We can be good friends.
I go up to Rick. Are you feeling okay?
No, I'm mad. I gotta carry this stove to this freaking wizard.
Why not we just have Baka levitate the whole way?
You're a genius. Baka.
What?
I'm trying to levitate that stove.
It's not gonna last. If you're trying to get me to levitate this the entire way, it will not last.
We can tie it to Sal's back if he transforms into like a horse. or
10 minutes,
something.
bud.
I get that for an hour.
I guess we're carrying it. now.
It's a 2-hour trek.
All right, so you guys are carrying the stove back to the back to Shine Brights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to let you know, we have 5 minutes.
That is correct. As you're passing by Blemons, he sees you heading out and he shouts towards you, "Don't forget the carnival where it's fun for all, no matter how tall." And he leaps towards you, Baka, and pats you on the head.
I just give him like a as
I'm
I walk
watching you.
backwards away.
He twirls repeatedly as he backs away from you as well. Starts forming more balls of light, almost like he's juggling while moving back. All right, and you guys head back towards Noak's place. Yeah. Do y'all mind if we go just a little bit longer? Is that all right? A little, just a
Yeah.
tiny bit.
Yes,
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get knocked out.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and resume that. So you guys travel back to Noak's place. Or not Noak's place, sorry, Shine Brights. Takes a couple hours, but you make it.
Speed run. Oh. Speed run.
Quick travel.
Seems to be late afternoon at the moment.
I knock on the door. Oh, I didn't do it.
There's a knock on the door.
I knock on the door. Hello?
Hello. You've come
Hello?
back.
Right. We brought the stove.
The stove. What stove? What for?
You're gonna transmute it.
Transmute. What?
Oh,
What?
don't you dare
Don't
say
you
you
even.
forgot.
Don't you even?
Look, whatever you have, I'm not interested. Sorry. Ha! I'm just kidding.
I'm
Come
a-
in. Come in.
I was about to barge in your goddamn.
I was getting ready to throw a fireball, but I quickly just put it away.
Come on, bring it into the lodge room. We'll need a lot of room for this.
So you're a man of jokes as well.
You have to pass the time somehow, old as I am. Wish Noak understood that better. Probably would have turned out a better man.
And now I don't see Shinebright, Bakaluda, or Arthur.
Yeah, it just means so.
Let me see if I might be able to fix that for you. Hold on. Gonna do this. Good load, y'all. And this. Did that work?
Maybe less. Nope.
I see you.
Here. Oh, I know how to fix it. Hold on. You can't see Baka?
Can't see
Yeah.
Baka, Shinebright, or Arthur.
You see Baka now?
Yes.
Yes, but no Arthur.
I
There's
see.
Arthur.
Can everyone see each other now?
Yes.
Excellent. I just had to
Okay.
redo the tokens. That was weird. All right, you've had. Oh my, that's a large stove. Okay. Okay, I think I could do this. Yeah, I think I could do this. It'll take probably take about a day to do, though.
Yeah.
Do you have time, or you could just leave it with me and pick it up later? Your choice.
I think we might need to leave it and come back for it.
We gotta go deal with the wolves.
Though I am very reluctant to do so.
Sure, it's all right. Well, yes, just leave it with me and do what you will, and I'll get started. I'll need a few components I have laying around here. I'm sure it'll work out fine. It's a big oven, but it'll. I suppose I should ask. You included. What type of stove should it be? Do you want it to be able to walk? Do you want it to be able to roll? Do you want it to be able to speak? Do you want it to be able to gesture? Should it have arms? Should it have legs? Give me some details.
Aka, this is all yours.
If it had arms, it could cook itself.
It's up to you, little one.
I'm not gonna lie, everything we've been saying about this, I think of the stove from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Like a Beauty and the Beast type stove.
Anger issues?
No, not angry issue. I really, this is out of character. I really don't know. I didn't think this far ahead.
I don't know, I never thought this one.
As I really didn't know that he was going to be able to do this.
If you want, we can call it here and you can take a week to think on it.
I'm gonna need a week to think on it.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and call it here for now.
Sorry. All I knew is I wanted a stove that could walk itself and carry, like, maybe a pot or a pan or something. Or, like,
Yeah, pirate hat?
but if it can have arms, it can stir the pot for me.
So that, you guys
True.
actually got Shinebright back to normal, and now you're getting a reward for it. An odd one, but you're about to get a new companion that is can cook itself, so that's neat. That could have gone quite a few ways. That was a big gamble you took there because you needed a really high roll for that to work. Anything less and other things would have happened. So good work.
Hell
We
yeah.
would have had to put her down, take her out to pasture.
It's very, very possible something could have had to go pasture, but it all worked out. Look at this. Happy ending so far. So, good work, everybody. Good roleplay, too. There's a lot of good roleplay tonight from all of you. I appreciate that. We will be back next Monday. No, Wednesday. Next Wednesday, unless otherwise. Is anyone busy next Wednesday? We good? As far as we know?
I'm free.
Excellent. In that case, Wednesday, 8:30 Central. Before I do any more closing statements, first I want to ask you guys, any opinions about tonight? Anything y'all want to talk about amongst each other even?
I'm fucking excited for the stove.
I want to kiss that frog.
You want to kiss Blemons?
Turn it into a princess.
I'm looking forward to turning into a bear and dancing.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
you guys are just heard about the carnival. What are the odds of
Yeah.
that, huh? Which is
Competition.
the beginning of the next big thing these guys are actually gonna do. They are actually, this was recommended by Sal. There is the next campaign we're gonna do is a big one. It's gonna be a long one. This one's gonna take it might take like a year or longer to finish this out. But the Wild Beyond the Witchlight will be the next story we go through, and we're gonna continue right from where they're at right now. Even though it's designed for much lower levels, I'm gonna do some adjusting,
Pandangling.
and we're gonna hope it works out. So cross your fingers, everybody.
Well, that brings up another point. I guess we'll talk about that later. What kind of are we gonna have a level progress from this past campaign or one shot?
Yeah, we're gonna continue with these characters unless someone just wants to be something else.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'll leave that to y'all. But I planned on
No.
taking y'all in as what you are currently.
I just got what my character's life's goal has been.
Can't die now.
Thanks, Sal. I gotta at least live long
Yeah,
enough to use
Thought
it.
about that, right?
Yeah.
I
Like
could just
transmute,
imagine.
I was like trying to think of stuff for transmute, and then you mentioned stove, and I was like, "Fuck, I talked about that."
Back in the days of the circus.
The circus days.
Sounds like it might be a reality soon, as long as everything works out.
I should have given that frog a fucking lollipop. Damn,
True.
he wouldn't have known what to do with it.
Oh,
As
maybe.
everyone
Right, next time you
doesn't
see
know
him,
what to do with it.
he'll probably still be there. Ooh, excuse me. All right, well, if there's nothing else, then we're gonna close out here. Anything else?
February the 14th is Valentine's Day, so I don't mean to hurt everyone, but I hope you all had a very pleasant Valentine's Day.
It's me and Jamie's anniversary.
Give your
Yeah.
parents something. Give your mom and grandma something nice for Valentine's Day. I like it. Old people like that shit.
That's actually something I was gonna bring up too. Our Monday game might be delayed because of that. I'm gauging how the group feels or not, if we're celebrating on Valentine's Day or not. So we'll see how it goes. We're likely gonna delay Monday, so look for us to pick up Avernus on another day.
16 years.
All that being said, thanks for watching tonight. If you watched on Twitch, I apologize. It's been laggy AF this entire time. I've seen the frame drops, so thanks for attempting to watch. We stream this every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central. It has been one-shots. It's about to be the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, so look forward to that. We also stream Monday night. That's a whole different group in our Avernus campaign, where things are quite a bit more dark and mean. In hell, actually. But that starts at 8 p.m. Central. Check YouTube to find all these videos uploaded. I'm a little behind on our episodes currently, but we got quite a few up there already. And that's just, you Google Cloak and Stagger live on YouTube. You'll find us there, no problem. We also have a Twitter account I shitpost on. Again, Cloak and Stagger, you'll find it. And am I missing something there? I
I don't
use
know
it.
we had a Twitter account.
Yeah, there's a Twitter account. I post on it like every other day.
Okay.
I may have talked about you guys at some point, so if you're curious, go check it out.
Oh, talking crap.
But
Talking shit behind my back.
that's all the stuff I can think of right now. Oh,
Exactly.
Rime of the Frost Maiden is still delayed. That's our Saturday game we meet in person for with another group. But that's still out for now until some job stuff gets situated. So we'll see how that goes. All that being said, again, thanks for being here tonight via YouTube, Twitch, whatever. And we'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Or morning. Or whatever it is.
Bye. You have a good night.